5 worst teams ever in NFL history. In the grand saga of the NFL, there are tales of glorious victories and heartwarming underdog triumphs. But there's also the flip side, seasons filled with frustration and despair. Today, we're diving into the 5 worst teams ever in NFL history. First is the Cleveland Browns, a franchise marred by decades of disappointment, embarked on what would have become one of their most abysmal seasons in 2016. Under the helm of coach Hugh Jackson and newly acquired quarterback Robert Griffin III, hopes were cautiously high as the season kicked off. However, optimism quickly turned to despair as the Browns stumbled through a series of demoralizing losses. From the outset, it was evident that the Browns were facing an uphill battle. Injuries, poor roster decisions, and organizational turmoil plagued the team throughout the season. Despite flashes of potential from players like Isaiah Crowell and Terrell Pryor, the Browns struggled to find any consistency on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Robert Griffin III, once heralded as a rising star in the league, failed to recapture his former glory, plagued by injuries and inconsistent play. With an offense that sputtered more often than it soared, the Browns found themselves on the losing end of nearly every game. Week after week, the losses mounted, and the frustration among the fans reached a fever pitch. The front office turmoil only added fuel to the fire, as questions swirled about the direction of the franchise. Despite the efforts of players and coaches alike, the Browns stumbled to a franchise worst 1-15 record, solidifying their place among the NFL's most hapless teams. Yet amidst the despair, there were glimpses of hope. Players like Isaiah Crowell and Terrell Pryor showcased their talent and resilience, providing a glimmer of optimism for the future. And while the 2016 season may have been one to forget for Browns fans, it served as a stark reminder of the challenges and tribulations inherent in the NFL. In the end, the 2016 season will forever be remembered as a low point in the history of the Cleveland Browns, but it also serves as a testament to the unwavering dedication of the team's fans, who continue to support their beloved Browns through thick and thin, hopeful that brighter days lie ahead. The Baltimore Colts of 1981 embarked on a season that would go down in infamy as one of the most dismal campaigns in NFL history. Under the leadership of owner Bob Irsay and head coach Mike McCormick, the Colts stumbled from one defeat to another, mired in dysfunction and despair. Despite a glimmer of hope with a season-opening road win against the New England Patriots, the Colts quickly unraveled, losing 14 consecutive games and finishing with a dismal 2-14 record. Throughout the season, the Colts' defense was porous, surrendering a staggering 533 total points and setting records for the most points allowed and the worst point differential in a 16-game season. Off the field, the Colts were embroiled in controversy, with owner Bob Irsay meddling in coaching decisions and on-field strategies. In a bizarre turn of events, Irsay even took control from the sidelines during a game against the Philadelphia Eagles, benching quarterback Burt Jones and calling plays himself. The Colts' struggles were compounded by poor performances from key players, including quarterback Burt Jones, whose career was on the decline due to injuries and inconsistency. Despite a brief resurgence with 2 wins mid-season, the Colts' fate was sealed, and they finished the season with a whimper, cementing their status as one of the NFL's worst teams. Yet amidst the despair, there were moments of resilience and perseverance. Players like Burt Jones and Joe Washington showcased their talent and determination, refusing to give up in the face of overwhelming adversity. And while the 1981 season may have been one to forget for Colts fans, it serves as a stark reminder of the challenges and tribulations inherent in the NFL. In the end, the 1981 season will forever be remembered as a low point in the history of the Baltimore Colts. But it also serves as a testament to the resilience of the players and the unwavering dedication of the fans, who continue to support their beloved Colts through thick and thin, hopeful that brighter days lie ahead. In 1976, the NFL welcomed a new franchise to its ranks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With high hopes and lofty expectations, the Buccaneers set out to make their mark on the league. However, what followed was a season of unprecedented futility and frustration. as the Buccaneers stumbled their way to an ignominious 0-14 record. Led by head coach John McKay and quarterback Steve Spurrier, the Buccaneers faced an uphill battle from the start. Injuries, poor performances, and a lack of experience plagued the team throughout the season. The offense sputtered, failing to score a touchdown in either of the team's first 2 games, and managing a paltry average of 8.9 points per game for the season. Defensively, the Buccaneers were equally inept, surrendering an average of 20.5 points per game, and failing to keep their opponents in check. With a porous defense and an anemic offense, the Buccaneers found themselves outmatched and outplayed week after week. Despite the dismal performance on the field, head coach John McKay maintained his trademark wit and humor, providing some solace to fans amidst the despair. His quips and one-liners became legendary, serving as a source of levity in an otherwise bleak season. Ultimately, the 1976 season will forever be remembered as a low point in the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yet amidst the despair and disappointment, there were lessons to be learned. The Buccaneers' inaugural season served as a humbling reminder of the challenges inherent in building a successful NFL franchise and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. In the years that followed, the Buccaneers would go on to achieve success and redemption, culminating in a Super Bowl victory in 2003. But the memories of the 1976 season will always serve as a reminder of the team's humble beginnings and the journey they took to reach the pinnacle of the NFL. Fresh off a disastrous 2016 campaign, the Cleveland Browns entered the 2017 season with hopes of turning their fortunes around. However, what followed was another season of disappointment and despair as the Browns stumbled their way to an 0-16 record, becoming just the second team in NFL history to achieve such a feat. Under the leadership of head coach Hugh Jackson and rookie quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, the Browns struggled to find any semblance of success on the field. Offensively, the team sputtered, achieving just 14.6 points per game and failing to generate any consistent production. Quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, touted as a potential franchise savior, struggled to find his footing in the NFL, plagued by turnovers and inconsistency. Despite flashes of potential, Kaiser's rookie season was marred by poor decision-making and a lack of support from his teammates. Defensively, the Browns fared little better, surrendering an average of 25.6 points per game and struggling to keep their opponents in check. With a porous defense and an anemic offense, the Browns found themselves outmatched and outplayed week after week. Despite the dismal performances on the field, head coach Hugh Jackson remained steadfast in his belief that the team was making progress. However, as the losses mounted and frustration grew, it became clear that the Browns were facing an uphill battle. In the end, the 2017 season will forever be remembered as a low point in the history of the Cleveland Browns. Yet amidst the despair and disappointment, there were glimpses of hope. The resilience of the players and the unwavering support of the fans served as a reminder of the enduring spirit of the NFL and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. As one of the NFL's oldest franchises, the Detroit Lions have endured their fair share of disappointment over the years. However, the 2008 season stands out as a dark chapter in the team's history, as they stumbled their way to an ignominious 0-16 record, becoming the first team in NFL history to achieve such a feat. Under the guidance of head coach Rod Marinelli, the Lions endured a season of unprecedented futility and frustration. Offensively, the team struggled to generate any consistent production, averaging just 16.8 points per game and failing to find the end zone with any regularity. Quarterbacks John Kitna, Don Orlovsky, and Dante Culpepper all saw action under center, but none were able to spark the team's offense. With a lackluster passing game and an inconsistent running attack, the Lions found themselves outmatched and outplayed week after week. Defensively, the Lions fared little better, surrendering an average of 32.3 points per game and struggling to keep their opponents in check. With a porous defense and an anemic offense, the Lions found themselves on the wrong end of blowout after blowout. Despite the dismal performances on the field, head coach Rod Marinelli remained steadfast in his belief that the team was making progress. However, as the losses mounted and frustration grew, it became clear that the Lions were facing an uphill battle. In the end, the 2008 season will forever be remembered as a low point in the history of the Detroit Lions. Yet amidst the despair and disappointment, there were glimpses of hope. The resilience of the players and the unwavering support of the fans served as a reminder of the enduring spirit of the NFL and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. These stories serve as a reminder of the resilience and perseverance required in the NFL. Despite the lows, hope always springs eternal for the next season. Until next time, keep the spirit of the game alive.